down. I see a sea of red. Nothing but red. Dow Jones down 643. I don't know what the other averages are down, but I guess they're comparable. I want to take a look at the spiders. Always look at them first. We were talking about 433 as being a target for take profit and maybe get short the market. We were talking that number way back when it was coincided with the 200-day moving average. The 200-day moving average slipped to 431 and change, and sure enough, we bounced off that 431 and came tumbling with big red candlesticks, and we don't like that for the spiders, not at all. But the good news is we're coming to some support at the 100. We're coming to some support below that at about $400. And I think the 50% retrace from the June 16th lows to the recent high that we just turned in would be about 397. So I expect our original call was for it to slide back to 401 and change, 401.50 I think. But I want to give myself some latitude here. I'm going to say that we're going to slide down to anywhere between 397 and 402, 5 points of range. So at that point, at that rate, 402 to 413 and 413.80 is still a significant decline, and so you have to have your seatbelts on. However, I think it's too late to do wholesale selling, too late to do extremely negative option spreads, for extremely short option spreads. I think at this point you might trim a little bit here or there, get rid of some junk from your portfolio, and maybe even start to nibble at quality. So my philosophy has now changed. I've been selling the last few days, but I think soon I'm going to be a buyer of this market. Stocks like Amazon, Apple, stocks that I just want to own more and more of. So let's take a look at some of the winners and losers of today. I guess they're mainly losers. AABB, I no longer own. I sat with that for quite some time after having made a big killing on it. I gave back a little. Apple, I haven't sold a single share. I just looked to add. What else? Albo, I don't own any, but I'm thinking about getting back in, especially today's move up 91 cents on a very terrible day. The chart shows a very big, juicy green candle after the low was put in at 1683 the other day. In fact, just Friday. So this is a nice reversal candle. It's quite conceivable that we've seen the near-term bottom for Albo. What else do I want to look at? Amazon. Those who follow the show know that I said that if it can't get past the recent resistance, there were about 4 tries of getting past, that it would go down. I remarked to Professor Spike, if it can't get through resistances soon, it's going to start to go the other way. And sure enough, it's been giving back oodles of ground between today and Friday anyway. How much further? Well, I think more. Probably at least to the 100-day moving average, if not to the 50-day moving average at about 122 or so. So Amazon, I think, has more to run on the downside, as does the market. What else do I want to look at? RK Kathy Wood's RK. Had a very big run, but if I were to draw the bottom trend line in, you'd see that we broke trend and are going down. I sold all my RK just the other day. What else? Athesis, it's noteworthy to see that it's approaching levels that we never dreamt possible. That below 20 cents, 1838. It hit 1708 a few weeks back. It looks like it's going to make fresh new lows at this rate. The only thing that could stop it is some really good news, maybe a partnership or a buyout even. Aurinia, another disaster. One of my favorite biotechs finally broke support. There was tremendous amount of support around $8. It broke that support. I still own it, but I really shouldn't. Probably do something about that. What else? The thing that keeps me in Aurinia, of course, is the thought of a buyout. And I think as the price goes down, the more likely it becomes. So it's a catch-22. Axum is a very good biotech. It was approved for its depression drug and shot up. How much more it has left to run? Probably not much. My thinking is when they go straight up like this, they also fall hard. So I would expect it to drop back, maybe as low as $50 a share before continuing to move up. So you're going to see some downside here. Maybe not 50, 55 would be a decent entry point for Axum, I think. What else? Bank of America down, BioCris down a little. BioCris is a phenomenal buy at below $14 in my mind. $13.98 was the close. It did not make a new low from Friday's candle. It's an ugly candle because it had traded much higher from the open. From the open of the day, it went up and then it closed right at the open. So it's not a wonderful candle. It looks more like a gravestone doji than anything else. But I like the stock. What else? Capricorn gave back a little. Caterpillar. These are stocks that I follow or own. Coinbase, I actually started a position today, and I'm looking to add in the 60s. I just nibbled today. Coinbase, despite the SEC investigation, I think at levels where if it comes down to the 50, I'll probably add some more. I'm sure I will add some more. Costco is a phenomenal stock. You got to buy any dip. This may not be a big enough dip. Maybe you look to get in at this low at 531, around there. 531, an entry point for Costco. A few green bios, but not too many. Dermatech is a depressing one, as it hasn't made fresh lows yet. But if it goes below if it goes below what is it, 528, then that would be very, very bad for the stock. It probably would then challenge the $4 level. So Dermatech looks weak. DraftKings, I sold all my DraftKings on Friday. I did do a lot of trimming over the last couple of days, but as I said, I'm not going to be trimming anymore because we're getting closer to the end of this downslide. Drug is an interesting play. It just goes up for no reason, basically. The company says there's no reason this goes up, but it's a mushroom play, a psychedelic play, and apparently the day traders said, well, instead of going to Atlantic City and throwing craps, we'll bet up or down on drug. And that seems to be what's going on with drug. Is there anything behind the smoke? Maybe. Sometimes when there's smoke, there's fire. Company denies all knowledge. EDU is a crazy Chinese play that made a tremendous run, coming down from the $30 level. I would not be a buyer at this point. What else? ETHE, I sold half my position on Friday because I just didn't like the price action on Friday. Today it's continuing its sell-off. I might be a buyer at the $10 and change level, let's say around the 50. I'll be a buyer of ETHE again. So one day I'm a seller, the next day I'm a buyer. Can't make up my mind. GBTC, Bitcoin play, it looks a lot like ETHE. So I'm not ready to add to my position on GBTC. GM, I sold all my GM and I bought some more LIT. Well, it broke trend, as you could see today, so in my mind, wasn't worth holding. I made some money, took my profits, got out. Google is a yucky poo, but right at support. This might be a good place to actually buy a little Google. If it goes below the 50, you're probably looking at a close of this gap right here at 105. So that's the downside, 105 that I see on Google. GSL, I sold all my GSL. It just looks like god awful at this point, the chart that is. I know that. Inhibitase Therapeutics, I had sold it at 98 cents. I'm looking for an entry point. I might just take it. What else? I made some money on MNMD. LAC was up today along with LIT. Nice bounce back candle for the day. Lucid continues to show weakness. Not a good idea to be holding Lucid, in my opinion. As always, my opinions are strictly my own and not investment advice. And do your own due diligence and check with an advisor before acting. LIT up today, and there's a Harami form today, a bullish Harami. I think we get a continuation move tomorrow in the upwards direction for LIT. In fact, I think the whole market may bounce tomorrow. We'll see. Lilly up fractionally. MasterCard got slammed. Meta got slammed. 3M got slammed. MNMD didn't get slammed. It basically closed unchanged, down a penny, but it had been up much sharper, a high of 95 cents today. I might be back in this one. I probably should have been back in at the lows today at 76 cents. It hit the 12-day moving average, one of my favorites. But I'm looking to get in probably at the 50. So I got a little bit lower than the low of the day today. I think it could make another run. Microsoft showed a lot of weakness today. Mullen Automotive was weak today, as was most of the auto stocks. NEO is flat on the day. The gene editing stocks got killed, Intelia, CRISPR, all of them. Biotech in general got killed. Has an exception, the eye ophthalmology play, OIST, had an interesting candle today. It's an engulfing. But I still don't know if I love it, but it's showing pretty good strength in a down market. OYST. Palantir, I sold all of my Palantir on Friday as it continues to be very weak on the charts. What else? Power Safe, I own very little. I kept it, but I should have sold it. I may still sell it. Roblox, I'm looking to re-enter, probably at the 100. Probably right around this level here at 35.78. That would be my re-entry for Roblox. Rhythm had a phenomenal run, giving back a little at this point. Your call. What else do I want to point out or look at? Spiders themselves, we looked at before. Target slammed. What a slam on Target stock. It's hard to own Target these days. Tilray got slammed over the last few days, as did most pot stocks, which, as if they haven't gone down enough, they're going down once again, some more. It's hard to own this. Tesla got hit today off 20. And with the VIX, let's look at the VIX. I'm thinking soon it's time to play put options on the VIX. You heard me, put options, as I expect the market volatility to dry up, as maybe it'll take a while for the S&P, for the spiders to get down to the levels I'm thinking of adding at about 401. So I don't think we're going to